Hi and welcome to the Malat cookery channel. So in this video I'm going to show you the basics for making really decent bread at home. So it's Sunday morning, first job of the day for me is to make some fresh bread for the family. Our twin boys, their phone alarms can be going off for hours on end at weekend and you won't hear them stir at all. But the smell of freshly baked bread will get them up in no time. So it's a great alarm clock as well. As usual with these videos, I'm going to put a recipe ingredients list at the end of the video, the format that it is now. Pause the video, screenshot, and you can download that list quite easily. So the list will be for one medium-sized loaf. Let's have a look at the ingredients that we're going to use for today, and more importantly, any other equipment that we're going to be using. Right, so what we're going to need for today, I've got some strong bread flour, sugar, salt, olive oil, easy bake dried yeast, and the liquid I'm going to be using is a mixture of milk and warm water. Regarding equipment, I'm going to be using our food mixer. Just makes life a lot easier, and also a bread hook attached to the food mixer. So the first job is to mix in all of our dry ingredients. So this is the bowl for the food mixer. The flour's in there now. In the quantities, obviously, of the recipe ingredients at the end of the video. So in goes the salt, the sugar. Going to just mix that in a little bit. Then our easy bake dried yeast. And again, we just want to mix that in. The more thoroughly you mix in these dry ingredients, or all of these ingredients, the better the end product is going to be. Next thing is to add in the olive oil. Mix that in with a spoon to begin with. Then in with a hand. I just want to sort of make sure that that olive oil is mixed in as much as we possibly can to all of the flour mixture. The next thing we want to do is we want to add in our liquid. So this is lukewarm. The measurements in the recipe ingredients at the end of the video is just a guide. So there's actually 300 millilitres of fluid here. We may need slightly more, we may need slightly less. There's a lot of factors which go into deciding how much you need. The most important thing is we get the hydration correct for the dough. So I've been making bread for over 30 years, and until I realised that hydration is one of the main key features for making decent bread, I failed every time. So a very simple way of testing whether you've got the correct hydration when you're using a food mixer is there's obviously different speed settings on the food mixer itself, and what we do is we base it on whether the dough is stuck to the bowl or it comes away from the bowl. So the very simple way to see whether you've got the correct hydration is on a slower setting, the dough will stick to the base of the bowl. When you take it past the midpoint to a higher setting, the dough starts to come away from the bowl and actually forms a ball. If you've got it on a low setting and the dough comes away from the bowl and sticks to the hook in a ball, it is not hydrated enough. If you've got it on maximum speed and the dough is still stuck to the bowl, then there's too much liquid, there's too much hydration. And in both of those cases, all you need to do is either add a little bit more flour so that you bring the hydration down, or add a little bit more liquid to actually increase the hydration. So the reason I'm explaining that now is because this is a very cheap food mixer and it's very loud. So I'm going to introduce this liquid a little bit at a time, and that's what I'm looking for. I'll be changing the speed every now and again just to see whether we've got the correct hydration. Once we're happy with the hydration, then we leave the food mixer on a medium setting for 10 minutes. Another key feature to really successful bread making is getting elasticity into the dough, and that means a lot of kneading. I'm too lazy. I mean, there are a lot of fantastic bakers out there and they love kneading by hand. I get bored after 3 or 4 minutes, I must be honest. So again, once we've got the correct hydration, leave the mixer on a medium setting or a medium speed for 10 minutes to get some really good elasticity into this dough. So what I'm going to do, which I haven't done in other bread videos, is I'm going to show you where the dough is not hydrated enough. So if we turn this on now, so it's on a very low speed setting, and yet the bowl's clean, so the dough has come away from the bowl, so I know that I still need to add more fluid. And just as an example, you know, we've still got a little bit of fluid to go. When you add more fluid, it will sort of slap around a bit, but that fluid will get into the dough within a couple of minutes. Okay, so that's our dough done, and we've got a tiny little bit of mixture left. Another time we may actually use all of that. So be patient when you're doing that method of testing to see how much hydration. If you add milk or if you add flour, it does take at least two minutes for that to mix into the dough. What I don't want people to do is to think it's not hydrated enough, put some liquid in, wait 20-30 seconds, still see the dough slapping around the bowl, and then add flour and just continually do that until you get a massive volume of dough. Next thing to do, I'm going to flour the surface of this cutting board, take the dough from the bowl, place it onto the floured surface and just create a nice shape with it. It's already been kneaded, so all we need to do is create a nice shape before it goes in for its first proofing. Okay, so this is our dough. I'm just folding it under just to create some surface tension on there. It's still a little bit difficult to handle, still a bit tacky, even though I've floured my hands, and that's the way it really should be for this style of bread. So I've got a large bowl which I've placed some olive oil into and just greased the sides. Just folding the dough under, so just like this. Create some surface tension, drop that in the centre. Going to cover this now with cling film or food wrap and place probably in the warmest part of the house, which for us at the moment, being just coming out of winter, is the top of the boiler. So I'm going to place a towel on top of the boiler, have this sat on top so that it doesn't sort of bake underneath, and then I'm going to leave this until it doubles in size. I'd love to be able to give you an exact time, but obviously it just depends where you are, what the ambient temperature is, but just keep an eye on it until it doubles in size, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so this is our dough now, it's doubled in size. So the next thing to do is we want to take it out of the bowl. Now if you've got the correct hydration, it should still be quite tacky, so a little bit of flour on your hands. Take the dough out, and the next process is called knocking back, and I've seen people who actually knead the dough. Basically what we're doing is we're just trying to take any large air pockets out. If you've seen it, where you get a loaf of bread from the supermarket and you cut into it and there's a big air cavity, So we're trying to prevent that, but just reshaping the dough is enough. You don't have to keep kneading it. So I've got a £1 loaf tin. Now this is quite an old loaf tin. It is my favourite loaf tin, but it's seen better days. So I've just put some olive oil around the edge and just a dusting of flour just to try and prevent it from sticking. Obviously if you're using a new one, if you're not as tight as I am, then you won't need to do that. So just place the shaped dough into the loaf tin. Next thing to do is get some more cling film, and I'm going to place the cling film over the top again, and we're going to proof this for a second time, but only for about 20 minutes, that's all. What we need to do though, really important, is we need to put a little smear of oil, olive oil, on one side of the cling film, and this is the side that will actually go face down over this. And the reason for that is if you don't and this rises and touches the cling film, you'll have a terrible job trying to get it off. So this is going back on top of the boiler for about 20 minutes. Okay, so that's the second proofing done. You see how important it is to oil the underside of the cling film. If I didn't do that, then this would just be a unholy mess. So I preheated the oven to 200 degrees centigrade. This is going to sit in the centre of the oven for the first 10 minutes at 200 degrees centigrade, and then I'm going to reduce the temperature in the oven to 180 degrees centigrade and cook it further. Total cooking time for this is going to be around 30 minutes. Once I turn this out onto a rack, I'll test the loaf by tapping the underside. If it sounds hollow, it's baked. If it doesn't sound hollow, I'm going to put it back into the loaf tin and back into the oven for another 5 minutes. Right, so that's the loaf done. Let's see what it looks like. Hopefully it'll come out. Oh, easy. Wow, look at that. So really important now is with any baked goods, we actually place them on a rack, not on a flat surface, otherwise they will sweat underneath. So I'm going to leave this to cool slightly, and then we're going to cut it and have a look at the crumb structure inside. So there you go, absolutely delicious home-baked bread. I think making bread is a life skill. I think everybody should do it. So if you've never baked bread before, you've watched this video, then please go and have a go. Apologies for the noise that may be on this portion of the video, because funnily enough, everybody's now up and about after smelling the bread. Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching, and really appreciate it.